didn't matter, that your voice was too small to be heard, that the decisions were made about us but never with us. I felt that way. I understand you. I'm Vanessa Shipala, a second-year journalism and media studies student, and I stand before you today not for a title, but for a purpose to ensure every student's voice becomes part of the change we all want to see at our beloved Champion College. Leadership to me isn't about being above others, it's about working with others. It is about the bridge between students and the SRCs, ensuring that your needs, ideas, and concerns are heard, respected, and acted upon. As Muhammad Gandhi once said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. That's what leadership means to me, which is to serve, dedication, and have a voice, have a heart to listen. As your Vice Secretary General, I work to improve student welfare, communication, and unite across Stanford College. I will advocate for ATMs on campus, speed points to make payment easier and safer for students, and create a student recreation area we can relax, connect, and recharge. I'll also introduce suggestion boxes, reforms, and monthly chats to ensure every voice is heard and turned into action. I will strengthen teamwork and inclusion by engaging collaboration between campuses, student leaders, and the SRC so that every student feels valued, respected, and involved in shaping a better Champion College. I will work closely with the Secretary General and the SRCs to ensure smooth coordination and effective leadership. My duties include organizing meetings and events, managing communication between students and the SRCs, and ensuring transparency and accountability in all decisions. This role requires organization, reliability, and excellent qualities I proudly bring to serve the students of Src College. I'm confident that I am well equipped for this position because I propose the college is needed to serve effectively and sincerely. I'm organized, paying close attention to detail, and ensure that tasks are completed properly and on time. I'm approachable, always willing to listen without judgment, and value every student's opinion equally. I'm committed, dedicated to following through on my promises and focusing on results rather than excuses. Above all, I am passionate about students, welfare, caring deeply about not only your academic success, but also your confidence, your comfort, safety, and overall happiness at Champion College. I know how it feels to have an idea go unheard, to want better, but you feel like no one is listening to you. That's why I'm here to be the voice that listens, that acts, and never gives up on you. So, my fellow students, I ask you, do you want a leader who listens or a leader that leads with closed ears? Do you want a Vice Secretary General who works without you or with you? Do you want your voices to echo in silence or to spark change? If your answer is yes, vote Vanessa Shipala for Secretary General because your voice deserves action, and I'm ready to listen, act, and serve. Together, we can make Champion College a home of unity, growth, and opportunity, and make every voice matter. Remember my promise, remember my slogan, a leader who listens, a voice that acts. Thank you.
Take our first question.
Good afternoon, Vanessa. So our first question will be, so with the current SRC for Vice Secretary General, so what gap or what okay, so I believe that what a current SRC for that position. So now, what are you trying now to, maybe, do you see any gap or any improvement coming next year, 2026? So what gaps have you identified, or what are you trying to, maybe something that you have identified and you are now trying to do it better for next year?
The gap that I'm trying to bridge is the miscommunication. Because for the SRCs, there's sometimes miscommunication whenever there's some maybe important information that's being heard. Sometimes it is the correct information, sometimes it's the wrong information. And sometimes the wrong information goes out to the students. For example, if you're saying the event starts probably at 8, it's actually starting at 10. So that's the bridge that I want to close up, which is the miscommunication between the students and the SRCs.
Thank you. Next question.
Good afternoon, Vanessa. You mentioned that in your initiatives you want to bring about the ATMs and the speed points. Could you maybe just let us know how exactly you want to execute that plan?
That plan is by ensuring that I work closely with my SRCs and also asking the students to maybe have a petition to advocate for having ATMs on the school campus, because sometimes some of us don't carry cash, we only carry card. So ensuring that is also saving a lot of time, and also we
Okay, for those that do not know, Mrs. Ellen Muketa has been the Secretary General for our 2022 SRC team, so she is best fit in this position.
Okay, afternoon, Ms. Vanessa. My question is just based on the support that you're going to provide to your Secretary General. So my question is, how would you support the Secretary General in ensuring that all students are informed about SRC decisions and activities?
I will step in as the Vice Secretary General when the Secretary General is not there. I'll try my level best to inform every single student about what is happening on campus and ensuring that everyone is informed of what is happening on our campus.
Okay, we have a chance for one question from the audience. Anybody? 3, 2, 1. Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Your time is up.
Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, our phenomenal panel of guests seated here, our SRCs, Miss Triumphant, the First Princess, Miss MJ. Your presence are held in high regard. My name is Will Smith, and I am a second-year sports management student, and I stand here for the portfolio of my Secretary General. And I stand here in front of you not only as a student that's ambitious, but as a student that has been misunderstood, a student that has gone through the same things as you have, and I stand here inspired change, not only change, but purpose. I'm not just stepping up for a title, I'm stepping up for a purpose. My slogan here today is to organize, to empower, and to deliver. I have a vision. My vision is to foster a transparent, inclusive, and action-driven student representative council, one that amplifies student voices and delivers results, real results. My mission is also very clear and it is very simple. As Vice Secretary General, I will be the engine behind the SRC's operations. ensuring every meeting, message, and movement is executed with excellence. I will be the bridge between leadership and students, turning ideas into action and turning voices into victories. I have key objectives, how I aim to achieve all of these things, but I have key objectives, and they are centralized around 4 strategic pillars. These 4 strategic pillars are transparent communication, operational excellence, student empowerment, student support, and student services. Why we should focus on it is very simple. It is very simple. It is because I'm not just stepping up for a title, I am stepping up for a purpose. I bring proven leadership, I bring relentless organization, unshakable commitment, and I don't just promise change. I embody it, I build it. I thank you.
Thank you, Will. Raban, are you ready?
Good afternoon, Mr. Smith. So tell us what strength do you have for this Vice Secretary General? What strength?
Well, to answer that question, I first need to tell you what exactly the qualities of the Vice Secretary General are, right? The responsibilities also are very simple. It is to deputize the Secretary General. So I personally have patience. Patience is the biggest strength anybody can have. And self-initiative is also one of my greatest strengths, because you can't wait for somebody to tell you to do something. If it is your job, when you see a need, it is time for you to step in, fill the gap, because that is what a deputy is for. I thank you.
Next question.
Afternoon, Will. What new systems or strategies will you introduce to ensure efficient record keeping and documentation?
Okay, thank you, Ms. Triumphant, for that question. It is as beautiful as you. You're dashing today, by the way. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we know, Triumphant College has a website, or they have a portal called TCMS, right? So, it's not only for students to access the important documentation, but it is also for our management also to access their things, right? So I'm not sure whether the SRC have a platform where they can go and go access their things. But then one of my strategic pillars that I mentioned was operational excellence. And one of those core pillars of that is to digitize SRC documentation for faster access and smoother coordination. That way, not anybody can access this information, but any SRC that has been given a special code to access this information in this documentation can do it smoothly and more thriftily. It also paves the way for faster student services and help and therefore support. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Will. You mentioned something on document filing. So my question is, what's your plan for maintaining confidentiality, right, and discretion when dealing with sensitive or confidential information?
So, confidentiality, you spoke about confidentiality, right? So it is also one of the pillars that you need to focus on when you're dealing with important documents, especially sensitive documents, right? So it's not every information that you get back to students or to a council or when you have to present data. You do not come with everything. You have to polish it, you have to make sure it's presentable. So confidentiality can be guaranteed. When you talk to me, I will work hand in hand with most of the secretaries and the Secretary General, so we can actually polish all information, so we can only come back with a finished and properly filed report. Thank you.
Do we have a question from the audience before we release him? Thank you so much, sir. Have a great day.
I would really like you to think about this. How many of you have ever missed out on an opportunity? Maybe an internship or program simply just because information didn't reach you on time. How many of us have queued up by the cashier a few days before exams, only to find out that we owe fees that we didn't even know about and didn't know how to pay in such short notice? Now, imagine if we actually fixed all of this together. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Faith Kaloma, but most of you know me as Kabi. I'm a second-year IT student, and I stand here before you today to tell you why I should be your next Vice Secretary General. As Vice Secretary General, my roles are not just about drafting minutes, writing letters, or attending meetings. It's about being a bridge between students and management or the council. Communication and action, and turning that "I'll get back to you" into it's being handled. Now, when we read our school's vision, which is to become a credible, internationally recognized institution in the education space, providing excellent education and training, skills development, and research for sustainable development, I ask myself, how do we actually fix this? Since our school started in 2006, we've spoken about growing into a university. But how do we actually achieve that goal if we cannot start by fixing what's right in front of us? Hence, I believe that if we create better awareness systems, such as the student financial portal that reminds both self-funded and NASFAB students of their balances throughout the year, we could potentially avoid exam chaos. If we improve communication with, for example, or for instance, a intercom, students would get to know more information about opportunities, internships, or programs without only having to rely on the media alone. By doing this, we increase our recognition, and if we are working towards growing bigger, it starts with how we handle the little things. By making sure that students know about opportunities, that feedback actually reaches the right people, and that every little concern counts. Now look, I know that this position, this title, this portfolio, ladies and gentlemen, this, might I say, privilege, comes with a lot of pressure, responsibility, long hours, and probably even a lot of stress. But to me, this position isn't just about acting as deputy or before title. It's about service. Because I know what it means to serve, and I am 100% sure that I'm ready to do that for all of us. I don't want to be remembered as the girl who just wanted to wear an SRC 10. I want to be remembered as the girl who believed and proved that consistency is real if we actually decide to work together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. So, what makes you the best candidate to the position? So now you are competing with 4 candidates. So what makes you the best candidate to the position? So why must the students vote for you?
First of all, I believe with or without the candidacy, each and every person is best at their own level. But honestly speaking, I am, regardless of what pressure I have, I personally don't like it when I cannot finish something. And I will do whatever it takes, anything within my capabilities to make sure that I work with the little that I have and I get the job done. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Ms. Faith. A platform of this magnitude offered to you, it means amplifying 1 or 3 of your initiatives. What have you done currently for Triumphant College to give a reason for people to vote for you?
Thank you for your question. In all honesty, working as a class lead. And that of course means that you deal with students each and every day, you hear their complaints, and you also report back to, for instance, the current SRC of Academic Affairs, Bernardine. But onto your question, I don't think I've done anything this year, but I do truly believe that there's so much that I can do to prove to everyone that I can actually be there for everyone. Tight.
Okay, I think I will repeat the question from our first two judges. Ms. Faith, why should we vote for you?
It means you have not answered. So the three people are asking you the same question indirectly.
To be honest, I didn't really prepare for the question, but I'm just going to say that I'm really reliable. I listen, irrespective of what is on my plate. I will always make sure to attend to anyone. And I know for a fact that my portfolio has to do with ensuring that communication passes well through the student body, which is the council and the management. But if a student has to come to me with an issue, and for instance they see that they have a problem with CVs that are not being submitted, I don't believe that that student is going to focus on my portfolio. As much as there's somebody who's responsible for it, I truly do think or believe that if I see the student, besides telling them that I'll get back to it, I wouldn't want them to come to me and ask me how far I am with the issue. I would want to remember the person and actually tell them, okay, this is the issue and this is how far we've come. So basically, you vote for me because I'm reliable and I listen and I communicate efficiently.
Do you have a follow-up question?
Okay, you have mentioned that you are a good communicator or you have good listening skills. So my question is, what does those skills contribute to the portfolio you are running? Can you relate those skills to the current portfolio you are running for?
Vice Secretary General, you attend meetings, you draft minutes and so forth and so on. If I had to take these minutes and go back and brief my council about it, that does have to do with effective or communicating effectively. Because at the end of the day, I mean, once I take these minutes or once I've communicated with my council, I would want to communicate as quickly just so that information gets out as quickly as possible so that everybody doesn't forget.
I'll have to say it's enough for now. Thank you so much.
Good day, fellow students and management team. My name is Helen Dianchigomba, a first-year student studying telecommunication engineering, and I'm also the current president of the TC Acting Club. And today I'm running for Vice Secretary General in our SRC. I'm here for every student, the outspoken and the quiet, the confident and the shy, those who lead and those who just want to be heard. I'm here for the ones who sometimes feel like their opinions don't matter, because they do. Every voice counts, every student matters, and that's what I'm here to fight for. I'm not just here to wear a title, I'm here to work. Leadership to me is about service, not status. My mission is to help strengthen communication between the SRC and the students, ensuring that every voice is heard, every concern is addressed, and every message is clear. I'll ensure information reaches you on time and that every promise made is a promise kept. I'll work as the backbone of administration and communication within the SRC, ensuring that the Council's activities run smoothly and efficiently even behind the scenes. You can expect from me energy, honesty, teamwork, and accountability. I'll be that person who listens, who shows up, and who stands with you every step of the way. My vision is to help build a more connected, transparent, and united SRC, one that bridges the gap between leaders and students, turning promises into real actions and ideas into impact. Because I believe we can do better together. Our SRC should be a bridge, not a barrier, a space where students' voices turn into real action. I want to help build an SRC that's united, transparent, and truly for the students. So when you vote, remember, I'm not just running to be Vice Secretary General, I'm running to serve. I'm asking for your trust, support, and your vote. Let's make this SRC stronger, more connected, and truly representative of all of us. Vote Helen Tianchigomba, where communication meets action and every voice truly counts.
That was Helen. Without wasting time, Mr. First question is from Ms. Triumphant.
Good afternoon, Helen. What specific administrative or communication challenges did you notice in the outgoing SRC leadership, and how do you plan on improving them?
Really notice any challenges, as I am also coming out there myself, but I plan to continue what Ms. Elsie Harris has started.
Okay, I'm going to ask this question again, since you are the last candidate for this portfolio. Why should we vote for you?
Because I am best at organizing meetings, keeping records, and maintaining communication across departments. I am good at organizing. I am approachable, organized, and dependable. I listen before I act.
Do we have a question from the audience? Please come forward.
Good afternoon, Triumphant and Ms. Helen. I actually believe that the role of Vice Secretary General comes with a lot of responsibility, and one needs to be fit for such a role. I would like to know how you practice self-anthropology. Okay, so in basic terms, self-anthropology or anthropology itself means the study of human behavior.
Well, I don't really know how to answer that question, but I'll try. As a human myself, I know we can get a little bit out of control, and I know that sometimes we tend to take things out of control, yes. So, I plan on helping the SRCs, especially the Vice Secretary General, in communicating well.
Thank you, Helen. And we round up for the position of Vice Secretary General. Thank you so much. Without wasting time, may we please...
Good day, fellow students and respected staff members of Src University. I go by the name of Rike Hondi Kukuri. They all know me as Ri. I am a first-year student studying information technology, which you all know is IT. I am a passionate and committed student of Src College. I am running for Secretary General to be the voice that connects students and SRC or administrators. My goal is to strengthen communication, promote transparency, and ensure that every student's opinion or voice is made and heard. I believe in teamwork, accountability, and unity. I will work to create better academic and social growth, and introduce new initiatives that will make our college experience more engaging and empowering activities. Together we can build a stronger and more vibrant triumphant university where every student feels heard, supported, and to belong. Why me? I listen actively. I will be improving communication, leading with fairness. What do I mean leading with fairness? By making decisions that will accommodate everybody and they will feel valued. I will be working as a team. Okay, in addition to that, we all take leadership as power. No, leadership is about serving, and that is what I'm here for. To serve you guys, not to rule you all, but to work together as one. My vision is to build a transparent vision for all of us, integrity, and to be united as one. My mission is accountability, fairness in all SRC teams. So I, as the SRC Secretary General, I am the bridge between students, SRC, and the administrative. Thank you all so much for listening.
Thank you, Riri. Mr. Raman.
Good afternoon. You spoke about introducing initiatives. So, what initiatives are you gonna introduce?
Thank you so much for your question, sir. The initiatives I might initiate are suggestion boxes for everybody to express their feelings towards our decisions we make towards them, because the decisions we make come from higher platforms, let me say. So the decisions we make, we need to make sure they accommodate everybody and they feel valued within our decisions we make. These are the suggestion boxes I'm talking about. In addition to that also, I wanted us to use our Triumphant College student cards to load on money onto that, because not everybody will have cash to use at the tuck shop or by our printing shop here. And the other thing is about USBs. I want us to introduce using emails, because not everybody will have a USB at the moment. So we need to use emails to accommodate everybody. You send an email of something you want to be printed or something you need the moment. Those are the initiatives I want to initiate. Thank you so much.
Do you have a follow-up question?
Yeah, about the suggestion box. Do we have them in place, or are you?
Suggestion boxes, we can have them in all our admin block, our labs, or the lecture halls. We can just place them by the door or on the table, first table when we enter our classes. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Ms. Keho. Yes, we actually do have suggestion box, as you said, and one is in admin, just the moment you enter there. Your question, you mentioned something about transparency, and I want to know, how do you intend to make the Src communication transparent with the students?
Thank you, Ms. Triumphant College. To answer to that, being transparent is being open, fair, and honest. And that is exactly what I'm here to do. Be open, fair, and honest with the decisions we make within our SRC committee. Thank you.
Question from the audience? No. Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Maybe please.
212. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nikita Kutswamfunganzira, and I'm representing my client, Gabriel Indongo. You all know him as Stephen. In Stephen's way, I'm standing as a candidate for Secretary General. I am motivated motivated, disciplined individual who believes in servant leadership, teamwork, and efficient communication. My decision to contest for this position is driven by my deep passion for student representation, accountability, and the advancement of our institution. As students, we deserve a council that listens, communicates effectively, and delivers results. I believe that leadership is not about titles or recognition, but about responsibility, service, and communication to the greater good. Through this manifesto, I seek to share my vision, mission, and goals, and I intend to implement if entrusted with this responsibility. My vision: to build a transparent, inclusive, and efficient student representative council that promotes unity, accountability, and meaningful engagement among all students. And my mission: to strengthen communication and administrative system within the SRC, ensuring that every student's voice is acknowledged, every document is properly managed, and every decision made reflects the collective interest of the student body. In conclusion, my client is here to serve this dedication, transparency, and accountability. I envision an SRC that not only represents students, also actively engages them in shaping the future of our institution. My client, Gabriel Stephen Idongo, humbly asks for your support and your vote for Secretary General. Together, we can create stronger, united, and more effective student council that truly reflects the voice and the spirit of the student body. Once again, vote for my client, Gabriel Stephen Idongo, for Secretary General. He thanks you, and I also thank you.
Questions? Okay, the panelists do not want to ask questions to the person that is not the right person. Sense enough. Yes. Thank you so much, sir. May we please... Good day, Dragon College. Standing before you is Liwala Amutenya, a second-year sports management student. Today I am campaigning to be the engine that keeps the team organized. Secretary General means being the coordinator and communicator of the team and keeping it organized. And by understanding that, I believe the future deserves fresh ideas, not recycled routines. I am not here to make empty promises, because true leadership is measured by action, not by words. So what actions am I talking about? I'm talking about communication and transparency. I'll be the bridge between you and the leadership committee, assuring that your concerns are heard and addressed. I am talking about inclusion. I will advocate for a platform where students can share ideas and be part of decision-making process. Lastly, I am talking about accountability. When elected, I promise to serve fairly and respectfully. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I am open to all questions and I humbly ask for your vote. Vote Liwala Amutenya, aka Kota, for Secretary General. Thank you, Kota. Do you have questions from the panelists? Okay, good day, Kota. So this question, it's another one. So the question goes, the role of the Secretary General, right, is often described as the engine, as you mentioned, or the backbone of the SRCs.
or the council. So what does that mean to you? And how does your personality align with that description?
Well, thank you for the question, ma'am. Let me start with how my personality aligns with the portfolio I'm running for. First of all, I believe that I run tirelessly, or let me say I serve tirelessly like a headless chicken. Okay. With that, I am trying to say that I'm not a person who gives up easily. Because in our last office, I noticed there were shades, okay? So by saying that, I believe I will keep our SRC office out clear from shades. You get what I'm saying? You don't get what I'm saying? Okay. In our previous SRC office, there were certain colleagues that were not talking to each other due to big unnecessary shades. So I am here to also make sure that in our office there is no such things. Because at the end of the day, we have a common goal to serve the school. A student representative concerns. So if the SRCs are behaving that way, how do the students see it? You get what I'm saying? Are you satisfied?
Thank you, Kota. Do we have another question? Yes, Ms. Triumphant.
Afternoon, Kota. Apart from communication and transparency, what other responsibilities does an SG have?
Thank you for the question. An SG has so many responsibilities. Timekeeping, hosting, not hosting, but planning of meetings, and also making sure they run smooth. And then also the responsibilities of an SG is to stay active and accountable. Have I answered your question?
Do we have a question from the audience? Oh no, Madam SG has a question, sorry. Okay, Kota. So apart from the shades within the current body, what else have you noticed or area of improvement that you are going to implement?
Unfortunately, there aren't any services I can say I have encountered so far, because I like keeping my nose in my business. And those are what I am going to pick up when elected, because I'll be working in the office.
Thank you so much. The time is up.
My name is Ben, SRC Construction Engineering student. I am excited to stand in front of you today as a candidate for Vice President, and as a dedicated and passionate advocate for students' welfare. I am committed to hear your voice and consider your rights. Okay, that's it. Expectations and certain responsibilities for me. Support the president in carrying out their duties and responsibilities. To provide leadership to students and SRC members. Represent the students on campus and off campus in decision making. Facilitate communication between students and management. Assist in planning and organizing events and activities. When elected, but not promising. I will provide a platform for students to express their concern, ideas through Student Year Council. I will work tirelessly to address the academic, social, and personal challenges faced by students. I will establish a student feedback system to ensure that your voices are heard. Let's build a bright future together.
Thank you so much, Prince. Guys, may you please listen to your questions?
Good afternoon. You spoke about introducing a platform. Can you please elaborate more on this platform?
Okay, what I mean by introducing a platform for students is that, like currently, we don't have such a platform whereby students provide their consent. I don't know about the things I'm in the council. We don't have it.
Questions? Okay, I have a question. Prince, you've been an SRC 2025 academic year as the Deputy Secretary for Sports, Culture and Welfare. What then brings you from sports, at least from sports to Vice President? Such a gap. What's the performance difference?
From my council members, they have told me that I have been working tirelessly, and so I see this portfolio. That's it.
You have a question from the audience? I'll take it. Let's say the president assigns you to carry out something, but the council members do not want you to carry it out because you're not the president. How are you going to tackle this?
Okay, so I said that my expectation is to assist the president, so they don't have the right or choice to stop me to do it.
Thank you so much, Prince. You may leave the podium.
Good day, Champion College. My name is Olivia Shilime, and I am running for Vice President, not just to lead, but to serve, empower, and deliver results for you. As the current Vice President of the Accounting Society, I have proven that effective leadership looks like I have worked with major organizations like the U.S. Embassy, FNB, Old Mutual, and NAMRA. Hosting impactful events such as Financial Conference, Gala Dinner, and Let's Talk Money Conference. Events that connected students to opportunities, inspired growth, and built a stronger campus community. But this is just the beginning. I believe leadership is about action, not promises. And I am ready to represent every student's voice, consent, and dream. When elected, I will strengthen communication between students and the SRC, so every voice is heard and valued. Build more partnership with organizations to create internship, training, and networking opportunities for every student. Promote student empowerment, turning your ideas into real projects and solutions. Unite societies, campuses, because together we achieve more. I am not running for the title, I am running to make a difference. I have done it before, and with your vote, I will do it again for all of us. Vote Olivia Shiniwe for SRC Vice President. Leadership through service, action, and results. Thank you.
We have questions.
Afternoon. they say charity starts at home. You mentioned you've worked with the US Embassy, NAMPA, FNB, and probably one I forgot. So why now should we vote for you if you haven't incorporated this establishment into Triumphant College as a student?
Mrs. Triumphant, listen very carefully. I stand here as the Vice President of the Accounting Society. I have worked together with the HR Society, Logistics Society. Currently speaking, we have students that are undergoing internship at Special Olympics because of Olivia Shinime. If I could do it without management, who would stop me with management's back?
Okay, do we have questions from the panelists? If there is no question, I'll take a question. Olivia, your position revolves around a lot of candidate mates, your SRC team, the students, the staff at large. Let me remind you of a situation this year outside SRC office. Does your character align with the position?
I truly believe that my character aligns to the position. I have worked under the mentorship and the leadership of Justin Kaheka and Ms. Venolia Kembo with the Dean of School of Business, Mr. Lucas. And I strongly respected them. I have accomplished all my missions, dreams as a student. And I am here to prove my leadership to other students because every voice matters.
Thank you. Do you have a question from the audience? Or Ellen has a question.
Okay, good day, Miss Olivia. My question is, yes, you speak of all these initiatives, which is good. We are proud of the work that you are doing behind the scene. But remember the portfolio that you are running for, you only step in if the president has allowed, right? So how are you going to work with the president to ensure that you connect to these bodies that you are mentioning to us?
As the Vice President of the Catholic Society, I have learned how to work and communicate with the President of the Accounting Society, whereby we come to conclusions and see what we can do and work together. Because leadership is not about working alone, it's creating a team that you can work with community accountability. Thank you.
Colleagues, no more questions. Thank you so much, ma'am.
You know, it's a nice pleasure to be here. Friends and other students, so distinguished instructor, let me greet you all. The man standing in front of you is known as Fran Shaururu, a HR student, first year student, pursuing a diploma in human resources development at Triumphant College. You know, as I have been doing research since January. I came here, doing research for employees, stakeholders, and also students, included the SRCs. And then after that, I have decided that I should become a grass lab, whereby I serve as 8,000 students. 8,000, not 800, 8,000 students. Full-time, part-time, and also distance. But you can ask them, do have their OCAs? Yes, they will tell you, yes, Mr. President, we have the OCAs. That's number one. Number two, coming to the main project. As an SRC president, you have to know the role. What the title? As an SRC president, I'm running for SRC president 2026. because I believe teamwork and also problem solving, because I'm a problem solver. Number one, I can solve anything. Problem solving and also teamwork can revolutionize our time in this university. I came here to present my vision to you guys today. Base number one, empowerment. Number two, action. As I already took an action, I was about to, whereby I wrote a letter for you to, every national students to write examination. Whereby finance department they agree, but the management department they disagree. For me to avoid collision, you know what I did? I'm waiting for your vote then. Once you vote for a right leader, I'm going to prepare for you. Secondly, by working together, we can create a university whereby achievement can be restored, dignity can be restored, and also engagement and also motivation is being there. I'm going to motivate you. In whatever circumstances, I'm going to be there for you guys. You understand? Thirdly, I have discovered that the SRC president did his job well, but he missed one thing. What is that? Students are suffering, especially the other courses, they are suffering from their marks are not being uploaded. But my course, lecture students, IT, business studies, marketing department, they know me well that, Mr. President, everything is running smoothly. Obviously. So what's that problem? The problem is like, you are supposed to become a leader, whereby you are supposed to serve people. So that, for instance, let me say, you are supposed to offer himself to be able to upload marks for students, because lectures, imagine a lecture having 8,000 students, one lecture. You must be able to support a lecture. It's a class person is president. So I come up with a plan called Graduate Academic Fellowship. Whereby graduate academic fellowship, whereby a voluntary program created to improve the quality of our education. That's number one. Whereby with your help, with the management help, it's going to improve your abilities, skill abilities, because you are going to find yourself as you are going to become managers, not just to become students and then you graduate to go home. No, you are going to become executives. So this program, I'm going to hire postgraduate assistants. Every postgraduate graduate, I'm going to get their CVs. So then they are going to help lectures in project evaluation. Number one, marking the assignments when the lecturer is teaching there. The postgraduate is doing what? Marking the assignments, making the process run smoothly without even pressure. Understand? That's number three. So, in addition to that, or let me say in contrast to that, I'm going to offer practical administrative and also teaching experience. I'm not just going to hire them for free and then they work for the job, because they are not going to be paid. They are not going to be paid. They are just going to work for free. They get experience. That's the most important thing. Experience. When you don't have experience, you are not even a human being. You are not even an educated person. Understand? That's the main reason of this project. The main reason why I ran for the SRC president. Because as an SRC president, you must create a comprehensive document that highlights leadership, achievement, and also contribution to the council. You must serve the students as a president. Understand? Another thing I have also discovered, the SRC for external affairs, she did a good job. Whereby she created a program where she's offering money to poor people. Let me just in that way to help them. Understand? So I'm going to increase that project with the upcoming SRC for external affairs. I'm going to work with him or her, and also for the SRC of academics, to make sure that everything is running smoothly. Without me, I don't think so everything will run smoothly, because I will see see next year coming here to come register for the same module we have this year. Just because of one CA mark not being uploaded. Your vote, cast your vote for me to be SRC president. Together we can do what? We can create empowerment, exchange, and also to restore dignity and also close the gap between students and also professors. Thank you very much.
Another round of applause, please. France, your question starts now. Who starts with the questions? Panel members, Mr. Rabana.
Good afternoon, sir. We have heard a lot. So my question will be, how do you plan to unite students from different campuses, facilities, and backgrounds? Remember, we have branches from Wediba, Tsumeb, Katima, Rondo, Hyper, Town campus. So how do you plan to unite all those students?
You know, it's a nice question. I like it. How I'm going to plan so that I can make sure that every student is well, his issues or her issues well managed. I'm going to create a platform, a WhatsApp platform for all students, from Barabas Bay until Ulu, making sure that their issues are being managed by the president, not just by the vice, by the president. Between those two, the vice and then the president, we are going to make sure that these issues, they are concerns, they are being heard. Thank you. I hope you answer our question.
I commend you for your manifesto. I do have a bit of concern on your program that you want to run, if elected, of course. You said that students are suffering, yet you want to use them for free services. Yes, they do gain skills, but these students need taxi money to attend your programs and all that. So please maybe just, how are you going to run this? Is it really practical, and who are you having as your support system in this program? And to make sure you're not wasting students' time either.
Ms. Ramban, I had your question. You know, I'm not just going to work these students for free. I'm going to reward them after they take their job. Either intrinsic reward or extrinsic reward. Understand? I'm going to choose between those two rewards. Thank you.
Yo, Mr. Franz. Okay. My question goes to this scenario, right? Let's say, for instance, there's a situation, right, where students feel that their voices are not heard, right? And maybe, let me not say maybe, they are planning a protest either against the SRCs or management. How would you coordinate that concerns in a way that you put management reasons and student concerns equal, to understand what the students are going through and to also understand the situation of management, maybe why they can't assist on that specific concern?
That's a nice question. I like it. No, I like debating with people. Yes. I'm going to do what? As an upcoming SRC president. This situation, for me to avoid collision, because there will be collision, the management disagrees. The students agrees. For you to as a president, you need to avoid collision between those two parties. So that situation, I'm going to talk. She's even already here. Miss Dean of Students. I'm going to talk with her. Every month, I'm going to make scheduling a meeting. I know how to schedule a meeting. We say that students, they are concerned about this. As for me, I don't have a power. What's your power, man? How can you help here? So we need to work together. Teamwork and collaboration is going to be there. Thank you.
Do we have a question from the audience? Question from the audience. Will you have a question? It's fine, I'll take the second question.
Good afternoon, Mr. Franks. Since you're running for president, you will be dealing with not only students, but you'll be representing students in executive meetings and so forth. So how familiar are you with the territory? Can you please name 2 to 3 executives in the Triumphant College management?
The board of directors. Number 1, the CEO, Mr. Kurangi, I know him. And also Mr. Kangwana, I know him. So also as executive, a non-executive at Trafford College. So we said, how am I going to work with them? Once we made the decisions with the board members, because I'm also going to include in the board members in that office as the president, I'm going to make sure that the decisions between them and also decisions between students, they meet together. Understand? For them to make sure that there's someone going to support for them. They must just know that this president is going to support for us. Don't have to worry about anything. Especially this examination process coming up, whereby students are frustrating and also impeding their progress, adding needless stress. I'm going to be there for you guys. Thank you.
Okay, I will have to take a question for you. But first, I will ask a yes or no question and then a follow-up one after that. Do you know the communication channel at Triumphant College? Let's say you are a student. Quickly put us through the communication channel.
Number 1, through emails. That's number 1. That's the most important communication channel. That's going to be that Triumphant College uses most. Whereby, if you need help, an urgent message, you can just type an email to Triumphant Highway. The message is already gone. Maybe, I'm sure that even if you send an email, they are not going to respond for you because they are busy. So, we have to be patient and also to just wait for the answers to respond for you. Thank you.
Let me make my question more clearer. What is the communication reporting channel? Which one is step 1? And then step 2? Step 3, till that final step. Let's say you are an ordinary student. Assume we are in March. We just registered in February. And you cannot access your e-learning. Let's say for some reason the department cannot, for a reason, put it to function. What is your communication channel / your reporting channel? Where do you start? Where does it end?
First of all, I start with the students. That's number 1. Second step, I'm going to the lectures. From the lectures, I'm going to the dean of students. From the dean of students, the dean of students, then you're going to deal with it. Either going to executives. If she didn't do a job, maybe I'm going to wait for 4 months for an answer. Don't have. I will do in my power just to go talk to the chief executive officer to do something. Thank you.
Okay, and that brings me to your follow-up question. The letter that you wrote and made viral to the Triumphant College Student Committee, let's say community, with an official stamp which was not authorized, did you practice that communication channel as the president of Triumphant College?
Yes, I practice it. You know, I was supposed to talk with the Src team, but I decided that instead of talking to the Src team, just wasting of time. I just decided to go talk to the NASA coordinator, Mr. who? The NASA, I forgot his name. And then he gave me a clue. He said, after this, you must make a meeting. You can't just go then to take a paper to finance department. First, schedule a meeting with them, talk to them, so that they understand. Where I scheduled a meeting, it was at 1 p.m., whereby that time it was free lunch. And then I talked to them. They said, we understand your voice, Mr. President, but there's a procedure you need to follow. Then I said, what are the procedures? We're supposed to talk to the dean of students. Then come to us now. Then I said, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Then they said, it's okay, we understand. NASA students, they are going to write the examinations. But coming to the department, the management one, Jesus, they disagree. But yeah, I'm not going to stop here. I don't give up easily. I'm going to proceed with you guys, supporting you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Franz. You may leave the podium. A round of applause. This gentleman is the Mr. Triumphant College, so please, if it's in your manifesto, delete it. Yes, I need a real campaign for president. He is part of the debate team. He is part of the societies in his faculty, yes. So please, sir, why should the students vote for you as a president for 2026?
Thank you for the question. I'll answer at the end. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Vedebruka Kaheka, also known as Jasta. One more time. Scream. Okay, now, settle down. For too long, many of you guys have felt two things within this institution. Frustration and potential. Frustration in the sense of like, you as a student don't trust the SRC office to come and bring your complaint. Already, that's a mistake. Not just from your side, but also from us as student representatives, or let me not say you guys, for us as, let's say, the accounting society. We couldn't be there for you, and that's something that we did not know about. Thank you, and we will take it up. Secondly, the other thing is potential. This school has so much potential to be one of the best institutions within the Namibian country. We have so many people here that are smart, beautiful, and talented. We have people here going for modeling competitions. We have people here going for internships. We have people here pushing, joining NGOs, and literally, number one, spearheading and also running Council for Nanso. I just wanted to say shout out to Larato, because she's the one that's out here fighting for Triumphant College, also through other means. And I just want to say, these are the things that we have. This potential is not seen, and that's all due to us students not actually paying attention. Okay, let's get to my manifesto now. I'm running for SRC not because I have all the answers at all. I'm not saying that I have all the answers, but what I do have, I'm consistent, I'm passionate, I'm resilient. Within my society this year, like Ms. Olivia said, we have managed to secure internship for almost 56 students through us signing MOUs with PwC, with Special Olympics, and also building a new connection with the US Embassy, where Ms. Olivia herself is doing her internship. In short, I quickly want to emphasize on how powerful that is. I happen to do that. We happen to do that by being part of the School of Finance. We happen to be there and we help them through. Now, this year, or next year per se, we want to work with the SRC Council and we want to build it and we want to elevate it. Okay, my initiative, the first initiatives that I have is, I have 3 pillars, which is the first one, transparency, the second one, partnership, and the third one, academic excellence. The first one, transparency, which is the most important thing. I'm going to create a literal conference on a consistent every second week where you guys get to ask us straight up. You guys said this, and you guys said this. what's going on. That's how you guys can hold us accountable for the things that we promised we were going to do. And that council has to be done every 2 weeks. And that is going to work as an update and where you guys can ask questions and where you guys can also ask for updates. Secondly, partnership. Initially, us as SSs, we're supposed to partnership with societies. Unfortunately, this year, that is something that we have lacked. This year, we want to work with societies closely. Why? Because we want to be able to do work with them. This year, the Accounting Society has managed to work and create a whole gala event where we invited people, where they've provided internships for the people. But none of these things are seen. And that's not because the SRCs are not doing the job. I'm not going to speak on that. I just personally feel like there's so much more that we can do and those things are not being done. The last part, academic excellence. With academic excellence comes a lot of things. It comes with NASFAF office, where information is not clear. It comes from, number 2, the academic, clear communication. Clear communication is not there when it comes to your results and things like that. It's because the processes are not out there. Let me not say they're not out there. Let me say, us as students don't take the initiative to ask these questions. And that in itself is an issue. And that is something that we have to fix as a council. Like I said, I don't have all the answers. But what I do have, I'm here to execute. I'm not here to preach to you about, let's do this, I'm going to do this. I'm here to tell you that we're going to do the job. And everything that I've done during the year is proof. With that being said, any questions? Let's go.
Do you have questions from the panel member? We will bring the questions that side. Let us please give the panel members first.
Yeah, good afternoon, Kaheka. Describe your leadership style. How would you motivate a diverse SRC team, hold members accountable?
Describe your leadership style and how will you hold your council members accountable?
Thank you very much. Okay, the 2 types of styles that I personally use, autocratic and democratic, I tend to mix them a lot. Autocratic in the sense of that, if I say this has to be done, we do it. No questions asked, that's how it is. Everyone that gets into the job, everyone that comes into this portfolio as an SRC, you have a constitution, which means you know exactly what you have to do and you run on it. I hold you accountable based on the conference I was talking about. If the students are complaining in the area of academics that this and this is faulty, then it's my place in the SSC of academics to do the work and to fix it. Accountability is extremely easy. If you're not doing your job, you will get a warning because you're not here for just the title, you're here to do the job. And that comes with consistent pressure from the president and also from the vice president.
Any questions?
Good afternoon, Mr. Kaheka. My question to you is, you mentioned something about a conference you want to hold every 2 weeks. So would you mind please breaking down that conference and how to ensure its progress, putting in mind the challenges you might face with it?
Okay, let's see. The first challenge we would probably have is student engagement, right? Which is part of our biggest issue within our school right now. Dealing with student engagement is talking about matters that are actually important. A lot of the students are struggling with number 1, the CAs. Other things they're struggling with academics, lecturers cancelling classes and things like that. Those are issues that are literally going to headline every second week. If we say this week we're talking about this and this and this, I promise you, on the issues that these kids want to deal with, they'll come to the meeting. That's the one thing that will probably be challenging them already sorting out. The second part of the question, in the sense of how we do this. You see the way we're seated here? This is an open area where you guys can ask me questions as an SRC on what I should do, what I should not do. That's how you keep me accountable. Third, transparency is one of the biggest things. Making sure that everything that we say here is on paper and it's filed on top there. So that when students come here, they can hold us accountable based on the things that we say and the things that are already on the board. Do you have any other questions?
Ellen, do you have a question?
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Kaheka. My question is mostly on marginalized communities and underrepresented groups, or let me say, because I have not really seen it, right? So I want to ask, how do you, in your leadership style that we just asked now, how do you incorporate that these marginalized communities or people who feel like they're not well presented, how do they become included in your decision making and all those initiatives that you are coming up with?
Thank you very much for the question. And I commend you for the question. It's a very good question. In TC, we have a lot of people that feel outplaced. There are a lot of people that don't feel like they're part of the institution. How we fix that is extremely simple. By talking to them and asking them, what would you want us to do for you? Because if I ask you what you want, it's a different question. Because if you give me an initiative and that I should follow, as an SRC, I should be able to accomplish it because that is my job. I'm here to serve you as a student, and I'm also here to serve the management. So, in a sense, to answer your question, talking to primary research, making sure that they know that we are here. And that's very easy. Talking to different people on a consistent basis, being friendly with these people, giving them a platform to ask us the questions and to hold us accountable, because that's our job as SRCs. That's how we be there for them. And just to add on, not just here, we have different campuses. In a sense of that, research is very important. This year, if I'm not mistaken, I know that the president, the vice president has traveled to the different campuses. And that is a very good thing, because every president should be able to go to all of those campuses, talk with the SRCs, find out what are the issues that they have, and then take it up with them in the sense of how do we then cater for you? In the sense of, we have this, these are the solutions. We sit with management, we say, this is what we have, what can we do here? This is how it works. Marginalized groups are easily sorted as long as we as presidents, as SRCs, take time to be there for them. That's how we sort it out. Do you have any other question? Thank you.
Do we have questions from the audience before I ask my 2 questions? Okay.
From Ministry of Gender.
My question is, as a legal studies student, we have listed discrimination in, let me say, mostly the ministries, where Trampan College students, whenever they're giving their CVs to get internship, they are told that we don't want students from Trampan College. So what are you guys willing to do about it? Because at the end of the day, we are studying the same law. So what are you guys willing to do about this when our institution or our students from these institutions are being discriminated against because of this?
Thank you very much for the question. I totally hear you, and that is a concern that I've also had. I'm actually very surprised that is something that is not being worked on, as the president was from legal studies. So I think after this, please also do ask him, because I feel like he also has more information on what he has done in that perspective. But let me answer your question. The issue with Src College is branding. The way we are branded, the way we are seen to the public sees us as just a mediocre college. That is something that is going to change. We're going to be known not just as Src College, but we're going to be known as a private institution. And the way we do that is by constantly putting ourselves in situations, not just situations. Like in the legal studies, right? There's a board of the law society. The law society, if I'm not wrong, are you part of it? Okay. I need you to join that society, because the law society puts you in places that you can actually get internships, not just with the government, but with also private institutions. That is very important. That's why I'm saying joining societies within the Src College is extremely important, because the societies have the power to be in those spaces. Branding is the first thing that I'm going to work on. How I will work on it is by taking time and figuring out strategically, realigning how we market our institution, and also how we position our SRC office, which is very important. We're supposed to position it in a way that works for the students, for the public, and also for the management. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, I have 2 questions. You You are Mr. Triumph 2024. You've been part of the debate team for Triumphant College for 3 years, being under correction? 2 years, sorry. The debate team has been doing quite impressive until this year when members are flocking out. We went to national debate sessions. I was there live and direct. Members are pulling out, miscommunication, tribalism, you name it. How then, as the current president for the debate team, you've been that for a month or so, but you've been in the team for 2 years. The fact that the team is in shambles and you want us to trust you with a very big position of SRC president.
Thank you very much. Like I said in my testimonial, I'm not always correct, but I am persistent. Let me just, before we go on into, let's quickly clear that up right here. I'm going to make it very short and I'm going to answer it. In every leadership role, there are positions where you are going to mess up. No president is perfect and no leader is perfect. There has to be room for errors and there has to be room for excellation. So in a sense, let's see what we have done this year. Because if we are being rated on our disadvantages of the small things that we have done, then we are not being seen as people that actually worked. This year, the debate society has been able to work with other institutions, compete in those other institutions, but none of those things was seen. But what was seen is that one event. So in a sense, I don't really think that is a good question. Not disrespecting MJ, because it's not fairly being rated. And when we come to stereotypes, I know what that question entails, but I'm not going to speak on it. There was no stereotype in our society. There was a lot of infighting, and that was because of the current president. But then when they came on top, things smoothened down. So, honestly, I can't answer that because I wasn't in office for more than 5 months. I was in office for 2 months. So yeah. Next question.
You didn't answer my question. My question says the team you've been serving for 2 years, the debate team, is in shambles. We've been here, we've been flocking down. You are saying your side, other people have their side. That is not the question. The question is, can we then trust you to lead a team or the head of the student leadership when you have been part of a team for 2 consecutive years? As much as we've been doing well, the fall is too much. What qualities do we then? How then do you convince us that you're fit for this position and unfit for the other one?
Okay. I'm fit for this position, regardless of what most people would think. I'm fit for it because of the work that I have done. The work that I have done shows in my other society, which I have led for a whole year. The qualities are there, the innovations are there, and the results are there. If you're grading me based on a debate society, that is extremely sad, because then you don't see the qualities that I have when it comes to leading. And that will mean that you should also hold Morris and try more accountable based on the performance of the SRC society, which is not the point here. The point is to see whether you can do the job or not. And the job has been done, regardless. Like I said, I don't preach, I execute. Ask everyone that has been in my society and ask everyone that's accountable.
My last question is, what is the current biggest weakness for the current SRC team?
It's a tricky one. I have to be very smart about this. Okay. I would say the head. As an SRC, you don't get graded on your branches. You get graded on the head. The head is very important because the head is the one that leads, is the one that takes the repercussions, and is the one that works the hardest. This year, our SRCs, I would say, has lacked in the way of catering to the students. People have come to me complaining about how students come, ask questions, and then they are rudely disrespected. In a sense, that's not the fault of the president, yes, but as the president, you're supposed to hold your SRCs accountable. And in that in itself, I would say the issue is the head. The head is always the problem. It's never the people under the head. I stand on that. Thank you. One next question.
No, we are good. We can release you, sir. Thank you so much.
A very good afternoon to our respected dean, panel members, our visitors, respective students, and my respective candidates. My name is Morris Samuel, third year legal studies student, and I'm rerunning for Src President. Today, I'm honored to stand before you, and serving as Src President has been one of the greatest achievements and one of the greatest achievements in my life, and I'm really thankful for that. Today, I stand before you to ask you for trust, one more time, one more chance to lead, one more chance to make real change. Last term I had a good term. Last term was good. Not the best term, but a purposeful term. I couldn't reach some students, I couldn't solve some problems. But where I could, I did to excellence. I listened, I dined with some, and I mingle with you. Last year I stood before you, I gave my manifesto, came with promises which I came and delivered. I promised student exposure in regards to talent and sports. Yes, this academic year, sports has been one of the most favored activities, whereby students will ask us, when are the teams playing so we go support? We delivered. My team and I delivered. DC Gladiators, a netball team that is playing in the 2nd division. We delivered DC Warriors, a team that played almost every tertiary competition. That only shows that I'm a man of my word and I deliver when I need to. I further stood on preserving the right of education to students. And yes, I fought for students during examination time. You will see me go to my mother's office to mitigate with the finance office for students who owe the school to write. Some, we managed to get them to write. Some we couldn't because of the high amount. But then the fact remains that we helped some. Why vote for me? I have seen students drop out of school because of financial crisis. And I couldn't do anything. Now, that crisis is no more a crisis. Because I'm here to launch a TC GoFundMe project whereby this project will fund students who are really in need. And the question will come, where will we get the funding? Already as becoming Src President this month, I will mitigate with management to avail a balance that will support students, because no student's dream should die because of money. Furthermore, alternatively, we have seen that we have a crisis of going home, but we still have school buses. Alternatively, we can use the buses to take students home while paying $10, getting a $3 discount, and this $10 will fund the needed student, the student who's in need. We are not only showing support as students, we are showing how we help as a community and how Transit does things. One hand for you and one hand to help others. Another initiative I wish to bring forth is to represent distance students, because this year I drastically flopped. I failed to represent students to their satisfaction. This year, if elected, things will change. My new initiative to support students, full-time students and distance students, is to bring lecture in camera. What does this mean? When the lecturer is teaching or lecturing, they are being recorded. What happens to their videos? They are being uploaded on the e-learning and they are sent on WhatsApp groups so that the student who couldn't make it to class still learns. This does not only show effective learning, but it shows that at Transit, no student will be left behind. The third, can I please get one?
It's okay, it's okay. You got it, bro. You got it. Let's go.
Thirdly, I have not only shown that I'm a leader with suits, but I've shown that I'm a leader that can mingle with students. I have played games students are playing. I've interacted with activities with students, relate to students. And I was one of the leaders who could be easily approached by students, and that's because of the personality I have. Leadership is not about the office, it's about personality and how you treat your fellow students. With that said, I would like to say, vote Maura Samuel for president. Here we lead with passion and we serve with heart.
Mr. President, I think you need more water for the questions coming for you. Okay, question this side. Okay.
Mr. President, good afternoon. So you have been a president for this whole year, so tell me, what are the top 3 issues currently affecting students on campus?
Top 3 issues affecting students on campus. First one, the major one, is financial support. Second one is information in terms of their tuition payments. Because if you do a thorough investigation to students, when you talk to students, you will only find out that one student only got to know yesterday that they needed to top up to their tuition fee. The third problem that we have is that students are not empowered. They are not empowered in a sense that students do not have the power to bring initiative forth for the school, for the students. Correct. I hope I answered your question.
Even if you didn't answer, my friend, you don't have a second chance.
So this is a follow-up. Then how do you then plan to address, or how do you then plan to come in this situation, these 3 issues?
Explain your questions. In terms of financial support, yes, I've mentioned a DC GoFundMe project. This project will financially support students who are in need. Not only because there's a difference between a Tangeni who used up his tuition fee, and there's a difference between a Thomas who really doesn't have, but has a dream. In terms of students not knowing whether they are topping up or not, yes, we've made provisions that when students were applying, they got all this information. The new initiative is that students are getting when they are registering, and when classes resume, they get it again. It should be a repetition to say, yes, you are topping up. In terms of student empowerment, as Src President, I will have an open door policy for students to voice out their ideas and new initiatives so that we can implement it in our academic calendar. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. Regards to your good job. What are your plans to strengthen our relationship between students, administration, and external stakeholders to benefit the college and community?
Okay? Here is what I'll go in that regard. First thing, uphold effective communication with external factors, stakeholders, management, and students. Because with effective communication comes good relationship. Yes, I'm done.
Good afternoon, our President. My question is, how do you plan to address the challenges, right, and the criticisms, right, that you face during your should I say previous or current term? And what changes would you make to improve your leadership approach? This question is based on a candidate who came here and said, within your current SRCs, there are shades. So how do we trust you again with our votes in regards to what we are hearing?
How do you trust me? First thing, I ran by the first pillar, 3 pillars. Tested, approved, tested, tried, and approved. Yes, there were disputes within my team. But then as a person, you grow, you learn, and you fix mistakes. There is no way as incoming SRC president, I will do the same mistakes I've done before.
Question to the audience, once please come down.
Afternoon, everybody. Morris, my question is, you said sport has been the main thing for students this year, and you said you implemented something like sports team as to, I would say as of the soccer team, like you failed us as to, you said you had a sports team for the school, but I feel like it wasn't a sports team for the students, but for the students. What are you willing to do to improve the situation the coming year to include students actually?
Okay, Don. Realistically speaking, yes. We failed some students, they could not partake in the soccer team or netball team because by registration, the team only acquires a certain number of people. What is the way forward to include all students? If elected, I will ensure that every campus has its team for its sport code, so that we do not only overcrowd one campus team, but every student represents their campus.
One last question from the crowd, because I don't have questions, I have compliments. So let me not talk.
Okay, Moras. So, as you say, you don't want to make the same mistakes that you did. As you're running with previous presidency, I would like to know, how would you make sure that your leadership skills are not repetitive and that they are fresh and innovative?
Okay, how will I ensure that my leadership skills are not repetitive but fresh? So here is the catch. I've analyzed my leadership skills and I've seen where we flopped. And here comes my initiative in regards to the SRC office. I want to launch an SRC evaluation form, which means that students will evaluate SRCs monthly so that we can hold SRCs accountable based on their manifestos and their service that we rendered to students. This will not only help SRCs do the best work they can, but will also show as transparency, as a pillar of transparency amongst the SRC committee.
Do we have questions? Okay, one last question, sir. Please come.
Thank you so much, Maurice. I have one question for you. I want you to tell me directly, straightforward. Looking at your team, the current one, the Src that they are also that with them, do you think that you guys delivered? And can you state 3 key things that you deliver external in terms of making out relations with external stakeholders? Can you just mention 3 of them and tell us more of what you guys have achieved outside Cleveland College?
Tangeni, as a media student, I expect you to know these things. But since you don't know, I'll remind was the first SRC team to obtain certificates in external activities. First external activity. Namibia needs me. Namibia needs me. We as SRCs went to House of Democracy to represent Trafford College. Secondly, Bank of Namibia seminar. We as SRCs went to represent Trafford College and still outdid the other universities. In terms of, I'll add for you what we did internally. Event showing up. If we look at, let's not go far, let's just go 2 weeks back, 3 weeks back. The Cultural Festival Trafford College, the SRC's made this year was one of the best you could find in Trafford history. Because we included students in content making, we can make students feel that this is their event and not ours as SRC.
Okay, Morris, thank you so much. Your time is up. Yeah. Maybe just to mention, you're supposed to tell Tangeni those community outreach, the cleaning campaigns, the orphanage visits, the USA. I see other department students are saying we represented.
Thank you guys for showing up. As you all know, my name is Trimo Chwaranyawema, and I am an international student who is majoring in electrical and electronics engineering, and I'm in my 3rd year. Let me just give a brief background on how life has been for us international students. Because first of all, if you are stepping in a house that is not your own. There are already rules and regulations that you have to abide by, and it's something that's not easy. But I can say as this journey, as challenging as it can be, I'm a man of faith. God has given me faith. He has strengthened me in everything that I have done. And here, to stand here and run for the position of SRC president, I'm trying to defy the odds that even though I'm in a foreign country, leadership is not defined by where you are, it's by what you possess. And as you possess those leadership skills, that's why I stand here for you, ladies and gentlemen. Not only as an outgoing SRC for entrepreneurship and innovation, which I believe in my best, I tried by all means to do what it is that I could do in that portfolio. Hence, I had many students that came up to me, and we had an initiative, of which I was one of those also, that managed to present a proposal before Prof. Kiangi himself. And then this proposal was all based on the initiative of, since I'm an engineering student, and I was under the portfolio for entrepreneurship and innovation, there are some students that are actually here that are, we cannot just based only on academics, but also on entrepreneurship. What am I saying? The business aspect. We have students that are actually talented, and it was time that at least, if it could be possible, we could avail some funds that they could be able to help these students start up their own projects, so that they can also give back to what gave them, which is now Triumphant College. But unfortunately, this was just an idea in the project, and then it was turned down. But I do believe that with the goal that I set, that was just a start. It was never an end. And if I am elected as the SRC president for this year, I don't want to give you promises, guys, but I pledge with you that I'm basing on 3 principles, which is 1, elevate, empower, and to execute. When we speak of empowerment, we want to create platforms where every student can be heard, where every student can be supported and uplifted, regardless of where you come from. Whether you're from the marginalized community, whether from where, we want everyone to be uplifted, because I believe we are all triumphant. That's why we are a Triumphant College. The second thing is elevate. Together we will raise the standards of student life. As we are all here, we are all from different backgrounds. But as you can see, we managed to make up a community. Yes. So we have to make sure that the community that we are in is thriving. Yes. And how can we do that? We are people of different abilities. But if we are given the platform to thrive and to shine, we all actually can. Like I like what my brother said here. He was mentioned that we have students of different talents. And of course we have models in the building. Thank you guys for participating in the Miss Triumphant. We actually saw that we actually have beautiful ladies. Yeah. And also handsome men here at Triumphant College. Yeah. So,
we need all this, we need a platform where like everything, where we need to shine. Like we're mentioning, like it's not only internally, but externally, we need to go out there and show people that triumphant is triumphant. Yes. We need to make sure that we are for the people. But who gives the face to them? It's us as the students. So right now, that's why I stand here, that I stand for transparency. That if you elect me as your SRC president, I aim to provide you with the right leadership that is needed to take triumphant forward. Thank you.